Hello artists, come with me as we make this pop art printed heart masterpiece. Pause here to read the materials that you'll need to complete this project. First, take your 4x4 sheet of craft foam and a ballpoint pen. In the center of the foam, draw a heart, and then add lots of different designs around it. Anywhere you press down with your ballpoint pen won't pick up ink when we make our prints. It will show the background instead of the print. After you're done doing your design, grab your 8x8 piece of paper and fold it in half. Crease it really good, then open it back up, turn it, and take one of the other ends and fold it in half again. Now's the time when you can get a pencil and write your name on the back of this piece of paper. Then open it up and you should have a big plus sign in the middle of your 8x8 piece of paper. That makes 4 little squares that are each 4x4. Yes, the same size as your foam. Grab your box of oil pastels and color each one of the 4 squares of your 8x8 piece of paper with different oil pastels. Try to pick colors that blend together, colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. I did this radial design, which means I created these patterns that radiate outward in a circular way, almost like rays of sun. I did 4 different combinations, one in each square. You can let your colors overlap just a little bit as you create your design in order for them to blend together. When you're all done, put your oil pastels back in the correct spot and brush off any little bits that got on your table. Now we're going to use a blank white piece of paper, kind of like our tray, to keep our table really clean. I'm going to get 2 pieces of tape. You could even get 4 pieces of tape, and I'm going to tape down that blank piece of paper to the table. Then I'll get my foam heart that I drew, a little bit of printing ink, and this printing roller that's actually called a brayer. I'm going to start to roll the brayer into the ink, and I'm going to try and roll it in all sorts of different directions so I get the cylinder of the brayer completely covered with the ink. After I get my whole entire brayer covered with the ink, I'm going to roll it carefully onto my foam heart. I might have to get my fingers a little bit dirty as I hold down the corners of my foam heart. Try rolling in one direction instead of back and forth like I was doing there, in order for your foam not to get stuck to the brayer and peel up and hit your hand. Once you get your foam heart completely covered in ink, carefully stamp it down on top of one of your oil pastel radial design squares. Make sure you push it down really good in order to transfer all of that ink to your creation. Then carefully grab a corner and peel up your foam heart. And you've made your first print. Now you just need to do the same thing 3 more times. You might need to add a little bit more tape to keep your piece of paper held down, and you might need to add a tiny little bit more ink. Remember to just do a little bit of ink at a time. You can't put it back in the tube once you put it down on the paper. I'm going to do my hearts all in the same direction. What are you going to do on your artwork? I can't wait to see it. Now again, your fingers might get a little bit dirty during this process, but it's okay. We make a mess, we clean it up. Once you have your 4 heart prints completed, we will clean up and we will let our ink dry. I can't wait to see what you create today and how it's different from my creation.